ADST.
Part 1 in the books with these guys. Priest of Nomad, ADST Music, Bring the Whiskey Podcast. You've seen the first half. The second half is only going to get better. It's only going to be more bourbon. It's going to be more knowledge. It's going to be more sipping. It's going to be more stories.
We back.
Alright, cool. So Angels Envy wrapped that up. The next one, I like this one, and it's legendary, and I think that's probably why it's called Legion. But it is the first product from Beam Suntory after they merged. They came, Jim Beam, Suntory Japanese whiskey came together to create a whiskey, and this whiskey is actually finished in wine and sherry casks.
There we go.
But it's a collaboration. Y'all heard me mention Fred No before, who is the sort of the brain behind Knob Creek, Jim Beam, all the good stuff, Basil Hayden Bookers, all that good stuff.
I love Basil Hayden.
And Shinji Fukuyu.
Fukuyu too.
Don't do that to that man's name.
In
Just 'cause
Japanese
I can't
accent,
pronounce it as
Fukuyu. It's Fukuyu.
So Shinji Fukuyu is the master
Fukuyu too.
distiller and blender of the Suntory brand that brought you Hibiscus.
Now was that merger
Japanese whiskey?
Was that merger financial or was it to come together for whiskey?
It's all financial.
Financial,
Suntory
okay.
makes all kinds of beverages, not
Yeah.
just whiskey.
They make green tea.
Yeah, they own Maker's Mark as well.
What?
They own.
How did we let that happen?
They
What?
all about the money.
Japanese
Damn thing
dollar.
funny. Speaking of old hip hop songs,
The man sold us out. The man sold us out.
Pinnacle, Soju.
They own Kenneth Cole?
Yeah.
You said Kenneth Cole?
Kenneth Cole.
They got
Oh, I'm
no
not hearing things.
Soju.
Soju. Okay,
and
okay.
Pinnacle.
So they
All
came
right.
together
Soju.
for this product. So I'm excited to share this one.
Okay.
I like to
Let me
say
hold the
real
glass
quick
steady 'cause
though
you pouring
on
big ones
the
today.
Angels Envy side that when you said that the grandfather was like,
I made something that the angels were envy.
I want to
that's
listen
some
to
redneck
too.
right there.
You think so?
Oh, 1,000%. I think.
I just think it's something that a distiller
Let
would
me tell
say
you,
nobody else would think.
Let me tell you something. You got certain redneck sayings that are just straight against the world. If you see me wrestling the bear, you better help that bear because I'm a bad son of a bitch. That's redneck. If I'm talking to God, if you talking to God and I call, you better click over. See what I got to say. This is redneck. There's certain sayings that rednecks say. You be like, you know what?
I got one for you. I was back home in Georgia. One of our friends said that a white guy told him that he got stopped by the cops. He said, "Oh, so what you do?" The cop pulled up. He said, the cop walked. The guy was speeding across a bridge. Cop caught him on the other side of the bridge. Walks up. He said, "Hey, son, where's the fire at?" Guy says, "Do I look like a fucking fire truck to you?"
Wow.
There you go.
I don't understand what
You know, I've heard a lot of stories in my day, and then
Because
there's
all of us can imagine just dying at that point. Like,
Right.
Oh yeah, that would be the last thing we said.
right.
The last thing we ever said.
I literally just wanted the punchline. Like, leave the jokes to me. Don't you say nothing else.
I didn't think it was supposed to be funny. You said redneck sayings.
Well, there's bunches of them.
Yes.
Because you know what they do. Rednecks will call you by a predominant figure of your culture, of your race.
100%.
If they pull over somebody, if a redneck cop pulls over like an Asian person, does not know because to a redneck, the everybody's Chinese, right? They will be like, "Hey, Jackie Chan, where's the fire?" Right? Or if you black, you'll be like, "Well, Martin Luther King,
Nah, look,
where's the march at?"
I went to a golf lesson. I went to a golf lesson in Baltimore County. To a golf lesson.
They do this.
And the instructor was like, "Hey, now Ray Lewis, square your shoulders out when you." Hold on, man.
They always
I have a real name. You still call me the only black guy you know, Ray Lewis.
It's so hard. Like, it's so hard as a person who has a sense of humor. It is so hard to get upset at certain races unless they call you the straight N word. Outside of that, man, that is
Ray
It
Lewis.
was hilarious. It was
Call you Ray Lewis.
It's
funny.
Come on, Ray Lewis, square your shoulders.
Oh man.
They be like, "Hot ride, where you going there, Jesse Jackson?" They are so funny.
They Damo's in rare form today. We ain't heard this Damo in like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm just put that out there. I'm gonna put that shit out there.
See what happens when you get hip hop on? You know what I'm saying? Start wilding out.
We need drinks on the show because Damo is in rare form again.
Which do me a favor on this one. When you
Cut it out, Emmett
when
Till.
you nose it, open your mouth when you nose it. Breathe in. Open your mouth when you
That's
nose
some freak shit, bro.
it. Open your mouth when you nose it.
Take it all in.
It sounds like a hook. Open your mouth when you nose it. Open your mouth.
It don't sound like a hook.
No, if Kelvin says it's not a hook, then it's not a hook.
There's not. Kelvin knows all the hooks.
He knows all the trap music and booty
Initially,
songs.
if I was just doing this, I really can't like really taste it. You know what I'm saying? Or rather smell it. But when you did what you just said,
Wow.
it just comes in and
Makes
it's
it different, huh?
it's powerful.
Makes it different.
But it's
It's
like
hard for me
really
to breathe my
subtle.
mouth open.
So I think
Hard for me to breathe.
It's hard for me to breathe. I feel like I'm back in boot camp. I can't breathe my mouth open, sir.
I think this one will tear us up.
Hey, you know what? That smell good.
Yeah.
She smells good.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna do it.
This is an old, mature, aged, ripe one right here.
No age statement on this.
Uh-oh. Never
It is
mind.
finished on. It is finished.
This
in
is
wine.
good.
They don't
This
tell
is
us what kind of
very-
wine.
this is very- This is very good.
But wine
It's very
and
good.
sherry.
Hey, I'm a around pick up a
Much
bottle
up
of this.
respect
This
for the
thing-
Japanese culture.
What's the price point on this baby?
35.
Not bad. Yep.
No, that's not bad.
We skipped the other two. What about Blue Dyer and Angels for the
This one
audience?
was about 32, 34.
Okay.
This one was 40.
I can see that being a little more. Yeah.
And you know what though? So for
the name again?
35,
Legion.
Legion. Sound like some vampire shit.
what is that? Hold on, what is that? Is that a? You know how you go to a club? You know how you go to a club and some chicks was fighting and you see somebody weave on the ground? That's what the front of that joint is.
Or it's floating in the pool.
I feel like if you drink enough of this shit, you're gonna be seeing all kind of images in that black stuff right there.
Yeah, you sure will. You be like, what is that?
I think it's if you look at
Is that my baby mama's?
these whiskey bottles though,
Sorry, I didn't mean
you
to-
notice that there is the calligraphy on the bottles, the Japanese characters. So I think that's
the brush.
That's a shout out to the brush from the calligraphy. I believe.
Bourbon brain alert.
So,
Brain alert.
One other interesting thing about this I'll wrap it up with that is the oak. So notice finished in sherry, finished in wine cask, oak, American oak cask. So there's a specific reason for that. American oak is king when it comes to aging spirits.
We got some good oak.
Yes, and one of the things I recently learned was because it was one of the things that was in the back of my mind was that there's actually people worry about sustainability, but there apparently is actually more oak being planted that's being harvested for barrels.
Nice.
And barrels are being harvested at a crazy rate these days with all this whiskey.
So it's one of those things where if they take one, they got to plant two, something like
Let me
that.
ask you
Like something like that, but there's a
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
Yeah.
bourbon brain question. Is that has anyone ever aged their whiskey in an oak barrel and then taken that oak barrel, dismantled it, and made the lid, like the cork?
I'm not.
That would
positive.
be some dope shit, though.
I know that people will dismantle a barrel and use that piece of oak in another barrel. Like they'll actually put it
so you
inside
could
a
get
barrel.
kinda the
That's
same-
Makers 46 a stave.
But
They
I'm
call it
talking about
stave.
like for the top, because if you do it, and if anybody's never seen our Instagram, there's a segment that Bo did on our Instagram where he says that if you want to maintain your cork, put the bottle on its side for a bit, and I feel like that would do nothing but impart more of that flavor into that beverage if you put
Now
the
that's interesting. That's an interesting note.
I'm God.
So I don't know that anybody has done that, but I do know that
and if you haven't,
cigars. If you can find a whiskey aged cigar, the cork in the cigar tube will be saturated with a specific type of whiskey. You put it in the tube, and that cigar.
But you said you're
absorbs
not a
that
big
flavor
fan of
from
that though,
whiskey.
right? You said
I'm not a big fan of the dude who's currently doing it just
Okay.
because of his
He don't like
political-
flavored cigars,
His
though.
political
it's
affiliation.
political lean. Okay,
But
gotcha.
he made a Maker's Mark flavor
Yeah.
cigar that was fantastic.
Tell him to leave Maker's Mark alone.
leave
Leave it out of there.
So,
Well, while we
I
tasting-
don't know about the oak
Yep.
in the cork though.
That thing is
That's-
good.
So we good?
That thing is good.
All right. So while we tasting that, I got another thing for us. Name us someone, since we're going the whole collaboration theme with the Legion, Japanese and American. Name us someone that is not of African American descent who's made a significant impact on hip hop. We're gonna go and eliminate Eminem because we know he has. Let's think outside the box. Who else besides
Leor Cohen.
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin? Okay, Rick Rubin, Leor Cohen. Give us. I don't know. That's not a name that probably resonates with a lot of people. Not me.
Anybody who knows Def Jam knows Leor
Def
Cohen.
Jam, Leor Cohen. Oh, he's an executive.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, there you
Leo
go.
Cohen is like the puppet
Yeah.
master behind what comes out.
You know,
wow.
one of his
He's a
sayings
kingmaker.
I've
He's a
always
kingmaker.
I've carried with me since my early 20s. He was in an interview one time and he was talking about Jay-Z specifically, and Jay-Z and the Rockefeller crew handling their own promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, if you can't do the job better than I can do it, I don't need you. And he said, this guy does the job better than I can do it, which is why we're okay with whatever he's
Who was
doing.
he talking about?
But if I got to give you all the, tell you how to do your job, I don't need you on my staff.
Who was he talking about?
He was talking, Jay-Z was sitting in the
Oh, you talking about Jay-Z? I
And
thought
I
you
He
were
was talking about Rockefeller, like,
Yeah.
you know,
The
doing
brand.
their
I
own
would take
thing.
it a step
brand,
further and
yeah.
even say Jimmy Iovine. And now these are
Now, that's
like
a name I- that's a name I
behind
know.
the scenes
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Like they're not actual artists, but
Yeah, but I take that with me. Like if I was funnier than you or didn't know as much as you, why would I need you on this podcast?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
What you thinking, Priest?
Sophia Wang.
ooh.
Give us a little history on her. What's her impact? What's her contribution?
Just looked at her. So she basically was kind of A&R's person who she was Wu-Tang.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, definitely. Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Who else? She
So she discovered you Wu
was
Tang
it
and put them on the
Nas?
map.
Wasn't she affiliated with Nas too?
Yeah, Nas.
Nas,
You saying
out of Queensbridge.
as in reference to Wu Tang? She discovered them and
She,
gave them
she
that,
was
that platform?
she was basically one of the people that was scouting out talent. So and then
I got you.
yeah,
She's like
so
a Diddy. She's like a Diddy back in the day.
she was very much behind the scenes. If
Yeah.
you notice, even RZA and them give her shout outs on 36 Chambers. There was someone else recently too. I was just watching.
She was in a documentary.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, she was. I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can't
Yeah,
remember
she,
which one. She was in a documentary.
Yeah. Oh, Souls of Mischief, Hyro. Hyro. I just watched the Hieroglyphics documentary.
Okay.
She's in that joint. And she was just talking about Hyro and Souls of Mischief and it was a Souls of Mischief documentary actually.
She's
Not
plugged
Hyro.
in deeper than I thought.
But she is, yeah, man.
Yeah.
She has been around.
I got two,
and also our girl,
that's what I was about to say.
Okay.
So Wendy Day.
Wendy Day.
Shout out to Rap Coalition. Like
Yeah,
she is.
shout out to Wendy Day,
she-
Rap Coalition. Love
yeah,
you, girl.
Yeah, thank you. Matter of fact, she's hooked me up with something recently.
Wendy Day, if you single,
Um,
holler at me if you single.
She's stupid.
Wendy actually
Even though I like
is
hot
the
chocolate.
person that got Cash Money. They're big.
$30 million. That $30 million.
She
deal
was
we
the
all
one
hear
that
about.
she was the one that brokered that deal.
Yeah.
But beyond that, as far as hip hop in that time period, she's like brokered a lot of deals.
What's her background? She's an attorney. She's A&R.
Nah, she I guess you would say more of like an A&R / PR type of thing. Yeah. And so now she's kind of like disseminating information,
Inside
helping people-
information about the industry, especially
yeah,
independent.
yeah.
How to move independently.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's like a
and,
consultant.
and also hooking up
independent,
hooking up people, if you would say, with angel investors in a sense, if for your project and stuff. Yeah. So yeah. But the other person I gotta say that to kind of that we didn't think about, I think has a big influence in hip hop, Steve Rifkin. And if you don't know, so Steve Rifkin is the founder of Loud Record. He is the person that signed Wu-Tang Clan. He's the person that signed
Loud Record.
Loud Record, Mobb Deep, Big Pun, you know what I'm saying? Alcoholics. Yeah, and he was the person that actually created the street team, and then also they were big with college radio. They were the ones that really that really went hard at that market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say those two, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. So real quick, what do you guys got working in the game right now? Like what projects do you guys have coming out?
question.
Or working like in the behind the scenes. Like, can we get some exclusives, or is there anything that we need to know?
It's exclusive. We need to bring the whiskey exclusive.
Like a peekaboo.
Give it to us, Dre.
ADST.
All right. So yeah. So the exclusive is I got a song that's about to drop. Should I say the title? Can we say the title?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm dropping Good Lord 2.
Ooh.
So that's featuring this man right here. Shout out to the Dirt Say Amen, which is my man Tim Hicks from Cornell West Theory.
We're probably related.
And then also Killer Cow from Rare Essence.
Okay.
So it's like yeah. So I think like when people hear it, it's something special. And then for Cal, I really feel excited because he's like rhyming on some hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Boom
And
bap.
some boom bap, and so that, and then the video itself is different, and then.
We got the legend. We got Stinky Dink in the joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Stinky
saying? I shout him out in my verse. So he's been a fan of mine. I didn't know that. And so, you know, we reached out and he was like, man, hell yeah. And that's before he even heard the joint.
Yeah.
And he came out and, you know, and
So when it drop, y'all, you can come back. You can come back just for even
Do that
if for
on the
a
promo
segment.
tour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a segment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or we can do something on our Instagram. Do a spot.
We do a
Can I say this?
live shoot from the studio. We can do a live shoot from the studio.
Yeah. We do live stuff from the studio.
Get the guys some drinks.
Priest knows, but he doesn't know. But like, this is like the first single of a visual audio experience that I'm calling art, which is called Achievements, Regrets, and Triumph. So he kind of loosely knows, but it's like
Say that again. Art again. Say art again.
art, A-R-T. So it's Achievements, Regrets, and Triumphs.
Okay.
So this is the first single from that. And so there's other songs that I'm working, and it's just like I'm just dropping singles. But it's right now, I think it's just going to be an EP.
Yeah.
But my goal is to do something different. I'm not going to say what it is right now, but I'm hoping to do it.
I think that'd be a good.
and I'm his engineer too, so I mixed the joint.
For the joint we do in December, we could do a listening party / whiskey tasting.
I like to say that on.
What you think about that, Dre?
I just want to say it's some good ideas coming from this podcast.
ADST.
Y'all
first mixtape I was doing.
subscribe to this. Get those updates.
Oh yeah, so Dame did all of the so if you hear my first full-length project, Dame is on there. Actually, Dame is like the glue and nucleus of the project because he's like doing comedy skits that link the project together. So it's
kind of like Wale had with Jerry Seinfeld.
yeah, similar. Yeah. So
Chris
that,
Rock on Buster.
yeah,
joint.
so yeah. So that's what I brought him in, and it's just it's hilarious how he does his thing.
I know you're gonna say something.
Has,
What you gonna say, Damo?
Has Shawty been on anybody?
Somebody cut Bo's mic, please.
Mike Epps.
to connect
Mike Epps.
anybody. Oh my God, Mike.
But yeah, so I got that going on. I know, appreciate you. You know, you and the stuff.
Yeah, I got some things that I'm working on as well. You know, I got my current album, The Manhood Project, which aligns incredibly with this. Just my ode to black men and our 360 of joys, pains, traumas, PTSD from white supremacy, and all of that in that project. So that's my current project that has been working. I dropped 4 videos from it. So we've been working that for a whole year and a half. And I did that to prove that we don't have to succumb to a microwave society of just putting out records and then letting them last for 2 weeks and then being out. I've been working this album since June of 2019 with Can't Lose the Soul, Gentrification, you know, Food, the winter videos for Try It, and then Motivation, which has gotten a lot of stuff outside of the genre of hip hop. So
That's interesting that you say that. Because we talked about that. I think we talked about it on this podcast a while back. The fact that, you know, a lot of artists dilute the music to get so much out because now they're getting paid by streams, right? So if you put an album out with like 24 records on it, your hourly ticking, your ticker is ticking up in terms of how much you get paid by people trying to listen to all 24 songs.
It depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My goals is longevity, marathon based.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my goals is for legacy and impact and classic material. You know what I'm saying? Over a span of I always say I refer to myself as like the Sade of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Of where you could put out, you don't know when I'm gonna put out a record, but when I put out a record, it's going to be a classic, or you know, that it's going to be very meaningful and consistent. So that's just what I'm about, man. So like impact, worldwide impact.
I don't rhyme for the sake of realism.
Don't rhyme for the sake of realism, bro.
Yeah.
World man, bi.
All right. Man, I don't know if we had commercial breaks. Like that would have been a commercial break, and we're back. Let's just say y'all miss it. Y'all, you just wilding out over here. So this is our next one, our last one. And you know, if we having guests, I like to bring the best. I like to bring out special things for our guests. So we brought this out.
It's special because it's in a box.
Nice.
Blood Oath, bourbon whiskey, right? This is pack number 6. What's special about this is they only release one a year. It is this is the 6th year, so this is why this is pack number 6. It's master distiller, master blender from Lux Row Company named, I think it's John or Jack Rempe.
If you check out our Instagram, we got it all on there. Got a short
we talked
for you.
about this in one of our shorts, right?
Yeah, yep.
But basically, many years ago, because Lux Row is not really a distillery, they do a bunch of spirits. He decided he was going to purchase bulk whiskey from other distilleries and try to bring them together to create one flavor profile. And so part of the strength of this is it's not beholden to one distillery. So I don't have to just get Jim Beam and blend it. I can get stuff from all over.
Is this like barrel bourbon though?
Yeah,
Same concept?
Same concept, but this is the guy who originated the concept for the industry.
Please be good.
This is the business I'm actually trying to get. When we stand up, everybody knows I talk about this all the time, that this is the business I'm trying to get into. Actually, we just got incorporated, and we are on the quick path to stand up Free State Distillery in Upper Marlboro.
Hey!
Free State Distillery, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. So this is actually the first mention of that. But this guy kind of set the bar in terms of you can do it.
You can
not
do
necessarily
it.
You'll find mixed reviews from the product tasting, but set the bar in terms of what was in the realm of possible. So
Heavy bottle. Heavy.
Pack
Let me tell you
number
something.
6, and this is made up of 3 whiskeys.
Presentation is sexy.
It is. The packaging and the story on this is on point, which drives a lot of business towards them. Their retail price is about $122. But because it's limited, right now, you could probably go online right now and Google this, and you'll find somebody trying to sell this for $500.
Ooh.
Because they know it's limited, and they're not going to make any more. So
I like that
things
cork.
like this, I got one for drinking, and then one for the collection. So we're going to sip from the drinking. But this is made up of 3 whiskeys, a 14-year-old whiskey, an 8-year-old whiskey, and a 7-year-old whiskey that were blended together and then matured, as we've been talking about, in a cognac cask.
Sounds like an R. Kelly orgy.
Is there any significance to the years that they picked out, the 14, the 8th, and the 6th?
Well, if I had to guess, it's about what he tasted in those whiskeys. He's trying to come together with a unique flavor profile, and it's just about what he picked out.
Okay. Now, are there any significant? Well, on that, while you pour, you don't want to hold you up,
Everybody's palate is not.
Are there any significant timelines in whiskey? So we see 12 on the bottles a lot. We see 10 on the bottles a lot. Are those like benchmarks in the beer and the curing of the?
Not necessarily, because you can get good young whiskey, you can get good old whiskey, and some old whiskey, even though people say, "Oh, it's 20 years old," tastes terrible.
Yeah.
Because it basically just tastes like liquid oak at some point.
Yeah.
So it really is about all the environment, where you kept that barrel, the temperature was at, where it was aged. It's so many different factors, and you as the master distiller or master blender have to know the flavor profiles coming out of those specific places.
Gotcha.
In your warehouse or your operation.
So can I say that I don't like to be a victim to somebody else's flavor profile? Like if I was a victim to Kelvin's flavor profile, we have literally showcased that we've. Caramel, you smell caramel. Do you smell caramel? He was like pine. Right? So I just would say I don't want to be held a victim.
Well,
so I you know what? I'm going to say I'm going to keep my mind open.
Yeah.
But I don't trust this.
Before you get off of that,
You don't trust him?
No.
This guy.
I don't
before
trust.
you get off of that,
Because the blend.
Yeah.
Right?
who was the only one up here on this panel to realize what was in candy corn? Something simple as that. You up here with $300 bottles of damn bourbon. I can tell you what's in a 99-cent pack of candy corn.
I
You
just would
couldn't
have
do
never
that.
thought there was anything natural in candy corn. You got to go that one.
You guys are $300 bourbon
Hey.
experts. I can tell you what's in a 99-cent pack of
While
candy
we
corn.
sip this, don't remember to hit subscribe, alerts, all that stuff on the YouTube
It's
channel.
no alerts on her.
If you're following us on Instagram, I got a quick tip on how you store your bottles that have a cork in
that's
top,
the one I was talking
similar to a wine bottle. So check that out on Instagram.
It smells good though.
Does smell good.
But I swear for Lord, if his flavor profile, if his palate ain't up to par, I'm gonna hunt John Jacob Jingle. What you say his name is? John
Jacob Gigolo?
John Rempe, I think.
Okay,
or
well,
Jack Rempe. I think it's John.
You won't know this player until I have a sip of this. You
Not
smell
bad.
good though.
Not bad. It's got a cocktail mix to me. Like you can tell it was
Punch in the
things
back.
mixed together.
Oh, you think you can taste?
I take a cocktail,
Okay,
yeah,
so
like a cocktail, like a
Punch in the
mix,
back.
Yeah, that
Like
apple.
punch in the back.
like a mix of finished stuff.
It
I can
starts
taste
off
that.
so good, and then it finishes off like, "I told you, give me my money." It's like you're like, hey, this is gonna
So
be.
what do you think that is on the back end, as far as like the blend? In the blend, are you tasting more?
Regret.
I think that's the
That's the 8-year-old hood
the
rat.
barrel. What's the barrel?
I don't. The barrel is
Doesn't
a
say?
cognac. Is a cognac.
Cognac.
Cask.
Oh, that's what it is. That's it right there.
You think more of that?
That's it.
You know, I you know
Something
that-
that's really
That's
bitey on the back.
Right.
end.
Burnt grapes. That's what it is.
I think maybe one of the younger whiskeys might have been
Exactly.
A super
That's what I was
high
about
rye
to say.
whiskey,
Yeah, the
and you're
younger
getting
ones.
that astringent.
Went down the wrong pipe.
that
What,
6-year-old hood rat in the back.
what proof is this?
That 6-year-old hood rat in the back.
So
I think so. I think
Who
it's
her parents put on
something
Instagram,
young,
let her
something
cuss.
really young on the back end.
98.6 proof.
I was about to say it's close to it.
Yeah.
There's something
I
going
can taste
on in the back.
that
but you
rye,
shouldn't taste
that
So you didn't see the Instagram joint yet, but I did say the same thing. It's
tastes very moonshiny
kind
on
of
the back
catfish.
end.
That's,
Yeah.
the same, that's the same thing. Yeah, both said on our Instagram
So that's
on
our
our
thing,
short.
right? So
Yep.
one of our things is, and we're gonna coin that, is that you can get catfish by some whiskey, right? It smells amazing.
Oh, that shit was
It
hilarious.
smells good. You get the caramel.
Can I
and
see
when
the
you
box
taste
for a
it,
second,
you
please?
there is. I don't know what that is.
Can I see the box for a second?
It's aggressive, bro.
But that makes sense if it was something like young and just
Now, what do y'all
like,
see? What do y'all
not
see when y'all
juvenile,
look?
but
What do y'all
like
see when y'all
more
look at this
so
box?
just raw.
A coffin.
What are your first impression?
Casket,
Thank you.
casket,
Me and
yeah.
Dame on the same way.
Nah,
This looks like a coffin. Looks
Oh,
like
my
some
name-
vampire,
What's called blood
like
oath.
some vampire type.
Gives
Is
you
that what
the-
they were going
He
for?
gives you
Blood
the
oath.
fact, blood oath.
So that's what they were going for.
I
The whole
swear that
vampire
this
type
whiskey's
thing.
gonna be XYZ.
And not even vampire. It's like if no one loves you and they just find you, like that's John Doe. Like that's John Doe casket right there.
It also don't get it twisted. There's a good chance that they pass this in the $122 retail price. That they pass the price of this on to you.
I bet they better not have passed no Tinker Toy box.
It's all about the story.
Yeah, we always hear about oak, but that box looks like pine.
Oh, that's a
With
pie box.
with all that's the
All this
similarities
talk about
between
That's-
all forms of art. It's all about the story.
Pull that
And all-
thread,
yeah,
yes.
They want to know the story. Like that's
That's a
the
good
thing.
point, Priest. Like, we've had that in
So
our
that to me.
cocktail episode too.
I mean, that's an epiphany for me, really.
Yeah, we did
That's
say-
where hip hop cuts through whiskey, because I ain't never heard nothing about no story about no Hennessy.
No,
There's no
there's
such thing as
there's
a
lot
Hennessy
of
bar,
story.
but this is about 20 whiskey bars downtown.
There's
you
a
know what I'm
lot.
saying?
There's a lot of story behind
get me wrong.
Hennessy.
You know why they don't have
Louis
no
the- Louis
Hennessy
the
bar?
16?
The
But
Hennessy bar is called the morgue.
story drives bourbon and whiskey
Yeah.
more than anything
'Cause
else.
it's an American
Those names
thing.
you know, Jim
Yeah.
Beam, Jack
It's
Daniels.
an American thing.
Frank
I think that's the
Sinatra didn't
story.
even make bourbon, but you associate him with Jack
Yeah.
Daniels.
Because adults want to know. They want to know. Like they want to know the story. They want to know
Inquisitive
what's
minds.
happening. They want to know.
Because that's
It-
what makes you buy in.
like as an adult, if you
Yeah, I
meet
agree.
somebody, if
That's
you
what
if
makes
you single,
patronize, like
I agree.
really
if you
become
single
a fan.
and you an adult and
I
you
agree.
meet somebody in life, or even if it's online dating during the pandemic or whatever, one of the first things you ask is, "What do you do for a living? And do you got kids?" You want to know the story. You want to know what you want to know what's been
So
through
it's
that.
pervasive in everything. But we've been talking about connecting bourbon to hip hop, and I think story would be a great way to think about that.
This stuff.
Kelvin,
is
Talking about your
this stuff
ancestry
is
and how you
not-
got to where you are is a lot of what drives
Kelvin.
This stuff is not good.
So here's one thing that you might not to consider though. It says it's made up of a 14-year, 8-year, and a 7-year. What it doesn't tell you is how much of each. So we don't know. Maybe they say it on the website.
So maybe
But
they
that
just did a
14
splash of that
could have
14.
been,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
and the rest of it is
a dollop.
7-year.
A
Yeah.
dollop of Daisy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we research that a little bit further, but yeah, we don't know how much is in it.
And the only thing driving this price point again is the
Exclusivity.
exclusivity, and the limited
supply and demand of the
supply and
rarity.
demand. And he keeps that up by
It's-
only
but it's-
releasing
again-
one a year, right?
It's story. It's it's the story. They got one they put out a year. It's new, and it's a blood oath pack
Yeah.
number 6.
But while we
And I
finishing
think
this
it's really.
drink,
I can't remember. I think it's. I'm sorry, Kelvin.
Go
It's
ahead.
I want to say it's something like 2,500 cases or 25,000 cases.
Oh, did they only put out?
They only put out in a 12. It's 12 bottles in a case, and then whatever that's it. They don't put any more out. And as they get sold, the secondary market price ticks up and up and up.
I don't hate it. I don't. It's not my favorite of this line, but I don't hate it. I hate Hennessy. I hate Jack
Keeps
Daniels.
going back to
He does.
Why-
It's between him
you
and
have a
Kelvin.
Hennessy vendetta.
well, we know he won't never be moving and retiring in the south of France. That's
He didn't even
that'd be
drink
his
Hennessy
loss.
when we
That'd
all
be
drank
his loss.
Hennessy. He drank Cavassier, even when everybody else in college.
He just
I
on
was a
another
pimp
wave.
player?
He just on another wave.
Because I held all my glasses like
But I
this.
do think that's a good leeway. The story thing you about to say. I know we talked about this during the
You
break.
know who else drank
Give us
Cavassier?
someone-
The
give us your
ladies'
best.
man.
Give us your best story in hip hop.
That story.
Yeah.
Oh,
something
oh,
that's-
this is when
Oh,
we
I got
talk
one.
about.
I got one.
Who
I got
started?
one.
Hold
I got one.
I don't care who start with.
Start with Dame. Go ahead.
Dame.
Your best hip hop related story.
Personal story?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, something
I got one.
something
I got one.
that personal connection to hip hop, the story that any kind of story you got going with
Go
that.
ahead, Dame.
I
We're
got
gonna
one.
work our way back.
I know
Yeah.
this.
It is a known fact. It is a known fact. ADST, a.k.a. Dre. This is my boy. We've
Those
been
glasses look
boy,
full.
me, him, Bo. We've been boys
drinking.
since forever. Questlove saved Dre's life
Oh,
at a homecoming at UMES in '97.
yeah, the Questlove.
So are y'all sharing this story? This is both y'all stories?
I guess
John for the roots.
yeah.
Tell the story, Dre, since he's doing whatever he's doing.
So there was mayhem going on, and
What's the setting now? What year are we talking about?
'97.
this is like '97. They came down. Yeah, they came down.
What
Nah,
this
this
University of
UMS.
Maryland East.
And so it was, so basically it was like a riot going on or whatever. It's just imagine it's like people fighting and everything, and we in a gym.
Yeah.
So you know how you got the Raptors in the gym.
How'd that-
So
how'd
I'm
that
about to
riot
get crushed, and somebody extends their hand to me and pulls me up. It's Questlove.
Oh, wow.
And I'm up there because they were just sitting there just chilling,
Watching the
and
whole
just
shit
watching the whole
around.
day. They pulled me up with them to get me out of harm's way.
Oh,
Last night a DJ saved my life.
wow.
I don't even know. And shout out to Questlove if he sees this. I don't even know if he remember that. But yeah.
Yeah, shout out Questlove. We're gonna shout out Questlove
I
and
always
Jimmy
knew,
Fallon.
I always knew Questlove was a good guy, so that
All right, so
that confirms that for me.
Y'all got y'all story. Go ahead, Priest. What's your hip
Man,
hop
there's a
story?
lot.
Last night a
I
DJ.
have a lot of stories, but anyway, I think one of the most, and I'm gonna say this one because I'm still praying for my man Biz Marquis in the hospital. So Biz liked to tell this story a lot. When we did the hip hop museum thing, he was telling this story with Beat Nuts and all these cats was there. So Busy B and everybody. So I walk in. So basically in '93. I did the Howard's Homecoming with shout out to my man Rhonda Berry and all them cats when they did the Armory, and it was Tribe Called Quest, Eric Sermon, and like Redman. I opened
I love it.
93 at the DC Armory. Wow. So it was like over 10 to 15,000 people. So everybody was backstage at Rock. The next night we're at the Ritz. So Ron has his college night at the Ritz nightclub. So Biz is DJing. Trini and Iron are with him. So I'm on the bill. They threw me on the bill. Monty, Biz's old manager, rest in peace, was managing me. So they throw me on. Priest, you're gonna be like second. It was like 10 acts or whatever. Common comes up to me, Rashid. He comes up to me. He's like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, Priest, right? Yeah. I remember you from last night, man. You got busy, blah, blah, blah. Yo, you think they're putting you rocking tonight? I was like, yeah, I'm rocking. He said, you think they're putting anybody else on? I'm like, nah, man, they packed. I said, but you can rhyme with me. All I'm doing is some freestyle. He was like, all right, I'll do it. So I was like, all right, come on. So this is like right when he dropped Soul by the Pound. So this is before I used to love her and all that. So we go up to the booth and I say, yo, Biz, me and Khan about to rock. He was like, y'all is rocking? That I want to rock too. So I was like, all right. So he puts Trendy on the tables. And then, so me, him, and Common go. And Biz was the first dude I know that had like the Sony camcorders, a little small joint. Yeah. He had it back then before anybody, right? So he, had somebody filming the joint. And I remember we got on stage and I was just like, yo, I'm saying, I wasn't even Priest the Nomad back then. I was just Priest. So I was like, yo, Priest. So it's like I got my peoples, my man Common Sense, my man Biz Markie. We went, it was our second. Went up there and we tore the whole joint down. Can put on the Dead Presidents, it's the Impeach the President beat. Ladies and gentlemen, boom, boom, straight from Washington, D.C., yo. Tore the joint. I went and started freestyling through cats in the crowd, blah, blah, blah. And I remember, I'm dancing. I was a dancer back then. Oh, wow. So I get on, I'm rhyming, blah, blah, blah. Calm gets on, he wrecks it, and then Biz gets on and tears the whole joint down. We wrecked the whole joint. We was the second act, and then everybody left after that. it was like 10 acts, and everybody rocked. And Biz has it on camera. Like to this day, he'll be like, "Yeah, I got the joint." So
that's how you shut down shop.
Between that and the UVA joint, where I rock, we both battled each other for homecoming at UVA.
Yeah.
93. Those were all the same year.
No, that's
You know, it was crazy.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
in fact, I see Rashid, I see Calm to this day. He'll be like, "Yo, Breeze," what's up? You know. So it's love.
Wow.
I have
You
nothing.
shoulda- you
I have
should-
nothing to top
I'm
that.
about to say you should have went. You should have went last. I had two stories.
I have
One,
nothing to top that.
I was at a Halloween party. MC Light was the
Light story.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell that whole story.
Come on.
But we just walked. We was going to the Hard Rock Cafe in DC, and I was a manager at Sam Goody in college, and so she was the performer at the Sam Goody holiday
Are
party.
they out of business now?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they've been out of
So was
business.
her,
And
so was
she,
her marriage.
yeah, well, anyway, so we walked, and I was dressed as a werewolf, and so I'm walking into the joint, and she starts barking at me, like barking. And I was like, somebody's barking, and I was like, is that MC Light? And then I was like, is she barking at me? And then she was like, come on, Wolf Man, get in the car. And I was like, oh. And she was standing on she was in the limo, and I was like, I'm in the story right there.
But you should.
The second story was I was at
The next morning.
No. The second story was we were at Rock the Bells in New Jersey.
Okay.
And we had VIP seats at Rock the Bells. And the whole time we were in the VIP, it was me and my man Jamel. Shout out Jamel. Jay Black. We were sitting in there the whole 3 days. Nobody else was in this VIP section. There was a bunch of VIP sections. This was just our. And it was like a whole other set of bleachers right here. And just me and him there the whole time. So we were like, we weren't even in there that much because we was like, there's nobody in here. Let's get out and mingle and all that stuff. So the last night, so tied to you, Common comes out. Bone Thugs has performed somewhere else on the complex. They come to see Common. Common brings out Lauryn Hill. Oh no, Lauryn Hill. No, is it Common or not? Anyway, I think it's Common. Anyway, long story short, all of a sudden, this is why I don't remember. Me and Jamel were there ourselves the first 2 days. The entire Bone Thugs and Harmony crew that just performed, that was their VIP the whole weekend. They just were never there.
Oh, wow.
They bring a whole, and as they're walking up, you can't even see their heads because they're in a cloud of smoke. And they just bring this cloud of smoke like Pigpen on Peanuts. They bring this cloud of smoke into the Black. I have no idea what happened for the rest. That's why I don't know if it was Common or Nas that brought out Lauryn. I have no idea what happened.
The governor has done secondhand
Whatever
weed.
they were smoking, I have no recollection of anything after that moment when they sat down in the VIP.
Well.
Yeah, it was,
Somebody's a human.
Contact. He was contacted.
That was And I was excited too. I was like, oh, it's Bone Thugs. We about to talk to some Bone Thugs homie.
No, you wasn't.
Nope. I don't even. I woke
about
up
to
and
breathe some bones.
the next morning. Like what happened after that?
There you go.
That was it. That was my only story.
There you go.
Kill.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You got nothing.
Nothing to top the performing with Common on stage.
Yeah, we should have saved that for last. We should have saved that for last.
No.
We know DJ.
No. He
Yeah.
has a
DJ
story.
Scrappy.
Yeah, I know DJ Scrappy. Well, you know, I'm from went to college in Atlanta, so I got plenty of run-ins to tell you, but nothing to top that story. Yeah. I did. Well, one cool
it's
thing
not a
though, I was
competition.
at the
Go
who's
for
this?
it. Do it.
We had a portrait thing. We had look. You know, we doing like this when we snapping. Yeah. We had and Erykah Badu came up.
Oh.
So she came up and did her thing. I guess she was just there that night. She came up and did the whole portrait thing. She wasn't even singing any
Erykah
songs.
Badu
She
is
just
so
wanted,
sexy
to
on so
do
many
freestyle
levels.
with the portrait. It was a nice night. So you know, I'm snapping my fingers along. She comes and sits down, and talks to us. Oh, the other thing I do, I know I'll just date myself a little bit. Future. So before Future
It doesn't
became
date you at all.
Future, before he dropped the Pluto song with T.I. and blew up like that, he was at a club. We went to like a club in Atlanta, and he was out there really hustling, trying to sell his thing. Like, hey man, I'm Future. I'm a new artist. You know, rock myself. I was like, dang, he got a little swag. He can be something. Future.
Nice.
The craziest story, and I'm gonna let him tell it.
No, you tell it.
Yeah. This is the classic moment for Damo. Yeah. So was it the Survival of the Illest?
I've been around a lot. I don't know.
All right. So I think this was because when we went up there, Russell Simmons was in the middle street in front of the Ritz. We was like, hey, is that Russell? We go in. So yeah. So anyway,
Hey, that show was classic.
yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
So
Ritz, the bank.
so Redman is performing. Redman is f***ed up.
I love Redman.
This it's like, yo, I'm a stage dive. We're in the middle. This stage and it parts like a Red Sea. Redman falls in front of us. This dude right here, he's like, Red, let's go f- some shit up. He says this to Redman. He's like, f- it. He goes behind Redman. Redman jumps on the bar, and he's like throwing. He's right with him, and it was just like total. When I say chaos,
We was throwing bottles at people in front of the
him
bar.
and Redman throwing bottles at people
From the bar. We were just on the bar. Just
in
grabbing
the Ritz.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
Damo was throwing Hennessy.
That sounds terrible.
That was
I know Test Fly had a heart attack.
That was a classic. It was just like this dude Redman falls in front of us, and he's just like, "Yo, Red, let's go fuck up." That's what he said to him. It was a classic moment. I would say that was.
He just connected to the
I helped him
door.
up. I helped him up and
Straight to
everything.
the
I was
door.
like,
Right, just straight to the door. Yeah, the dollar box.
I helped him up everything. I was
I was
like, let's go f some shit.
Before we get out of here, let's get everybody's real quick impressions.
So
on
let's
what
just
we
pick
tasted
one.
today.
Pick one.
Which one?
Which
Okay.
one you take into the cookout? Now I'm gonna run back the price point. 32
Cookout?
to the cookout instead of Hennessy.
So yeah.
Okay.
If you are, you don't have to. You can just say
A lot
I'm
of
drinking
us
this at
take-
home.
Because a lot of us take Hennessy to cook out.
Yeah.
No
So
one takes Hennessy to cook out.
32,
Raise your hand if you
40,
taking Hennessy to cook
35, $122. Go, Kelvin. Which one you taking?
Blue Angel's Envy.
You taking this one?
Yes.
I thought you said Blue Dye. You said Blue
No,
Dye.
I-
about to.
No.
You taking Angel's Envy. Kelvin's taking Angel's Envy. I'm gonna take the Legion.
Legion's second
To
place.
the cookout?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the price point's not that great.
Yeah.
Not that high, and it's good. Priest.
Yeah, I'm an Angel's Envy, man.
Thank you, Priest. Big shout out.
That's fair.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on the what's the joint called again? Tenet?
The Legion?
Legion.
Legion. Okay.
Yo,
Got two front runners.
Listen, to share though.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, everybody's not as stingy as you.
I'm going Blue Dyer, bro.
You taking Blue Dyer?
Most of them drink that anyway.
But most times,
So
that's
you be the
and
one
that's
drinking it.
And that's the other thing. Most cookouts you go to, it ain't a lot of people that's
up on it.
That's
Right.
on
They're not up
it.
on it.
That's why it's our
They be like,
criteria.
I don't want that.
Because it makes you think.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why.
Yeah.
That's who we trying to peel through our
I'm
podcast. That's why we
taking,
got the
I'm
whole
taking
new
Blue
angle.
Dyer because I know
Trying to
somebody gonna
introduce
mix that
people
with
to different
ginger ale or
stuff. Yeah,
something like
that's
that
what the
off
goal
the
is.
cuff.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's why I'm taking that.
You taking
I-
Blue Dyer?
I might take Blue Dyer.
I'm taking Blue Dyer
I might
because
take
they
Blue
gonna
Dyer.
because they
Seems
gonna
like
mix
it would
it.
mix well.
Yeah.
They gonna mix it.
So what I like.
You think you gonna
Yeah.
make it back to the next cookout if you bring Blue Dyer?
What
They gonna mix it. Trust me.
The most of the cookouts at my house. So
Hey,
but what I will say
low-key
about this
flex.
one that I say the same thing about Maker's Mark.
I love
is
that.
that the
I
price
love
point is
that.
not such that I would mind if anybody made a cocktail out of this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I also would
I
drink
respect
straight.
it too much.
I
I
would
respect
drink-
it too much.
I'm just
for
saying
that.
I wouldn't mind it. Like I wouldn't
It's
be
good
like,
stuff. It's
like
really good
Yeah,
stuff.
I wouldn't have any
I
issue.
respect it too much.
But I
for
like
I
that.
would
that
say
I'd
it
be
looks
upset.
like the Clyde bottle. It looks like
It do jive like it do jive like a little bit.
like
It
Clyde
do.
bottle.
The only thing that's missing is
This.
a
You talking
raisin.
about the shape?
Yeah, the
Oh,
only
they
thing that's
just
missing
changed
is
the
a
label. They
raisin
just put
on
a
it.
different label on it. It's Clyde. I'm telling you, it's Clyde.
It's not Clyde. Clyde's is shorter. Yeah,
Well, that's because there's
Oh,
a
okay.
raisins on there, and it's a known fact the raisins are short.
The Angel's Envy is that's the bottle itself is the move.
Quick
looks good.
Quick factoid: this is known as a pinch bottle. We'll talk about why that is
Oh wow.
next podcast.
Oh, that's because the pincher was it mincher.
No.
Okay, got it.
All right, that's it for us.
because you only
Bring
get
the
a pinch
whiskey.
of that shit before
Like
he
to
puts
thank
it up.
our guest, Priest.
Hey, see how he
Nomad,
does this, though?
ADST Music. Thank y'all so much.
Real
for
quick,
coming through.
before we get out of here, where can we find y'all? Where can they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Give us.
Yeah.
A,
Priest the Nomad, Priest DANOMAD. Just do a Google search. All my stuff comes up.
Ooh, low-key
Yeah.
flex, right?
All things ADST Music, ADSTmusic.com, and then also check out ADST Media.
Ooh, low-key
And
flex.
I'm feeling good today. Damo.
Hey, come on now. You know you
Where
find
can we
me.
find you?
Comic Damo
We can
hits on
find
Instagram.
you.
There you go.
And
In
any
your-
chocolate women, if you look in your closet, I am there doing this.
this is
Then
why
they-
we
then
don't-
they
this
close
is
the
why we
door.
don't
Then they
keep
close the
open.
door.
We just close it out.
All
Please
right.
call the
Wrap us
police
up,
if he's
both
in your
River Brain,
closet.
wrap us
When I
up.
pull my pants down, you hear.
That's it, man. I'm check out at bring the whiskey Instagram and bring the whiskey on YouTube and look out for merch coming soon. We getting there.
Ooh, them t-shirts about to be banging.
Kill it,
dog.
D.
Turned it- And the fact that they turned it into a comedy where there's so many.
That's all we can do.
Hey
right?
man,
That's sad.
Kel, I with you today. I don't with you no other episode, but today, this episode,
So
happy Halloween.
what's a pig? Blend of straight rye rye whiskey.
Wow, whiskey.
Aged for 10 years. So go ahead and give me your first impression. Go ahead and take a sip.
Burn my face, burn my eyes, and everything.
It's
Oh,
rye
it
rye.
burnt it off.